So for me, initially, when I very first started training and started kind of taking it semi-seriously, my why was actually I was doing a manual job. I was doing groundworking, labouring, which was extremely hard work. And at that time, I was a skinny 16-year-old, and I was working with a lot of big blokes who've been groundworking for years, who were all very strong. So my reason for starting training, it was two pronged, but primarily it was to get stronger. So what happened is I bought myself some weights, some of the old sand weights that you get in Argos, 30 quid for 30 kilos with 2 bars. Um, and I started teaching myself how to weight train. I took some advice. I mean, we're talking like a long time ago. It wasn't like it is now. You can just go online and look up a program. So I basically took advice from people who I thought knew what they were talking about, and then just started experimenting, started teaching myself, started learning things, how different moves felt and how I could feel stimulation in different areas and whatnot. So basically I became kind of self-taught before I went off to study. So the reason I'm telling you this is my why at that stage was actually, it wasn't because I wanted my body to look better. I don't know, I didn't even really think about that. I just knew I needed to get stronger to be able to carry out my low paid labouring job and not be the butt of all the jokes. I needed to get stronger. So that was my motivation. That was my why. I also, at the same time, gave up smoking. As a kid, I used to smoke, and I knew I needed to give it up, and I did. And I replaced a bad habit, smoking, with a good habit. I started running. So those were my two things. I wanted to get fitter for sport, but I'd almost accepted I wasn't going to be able to do that because I had such a bad lifestyle, and I just kind of accepted it. But I couldn't accept not getting stronger and being able to do my job. So ultimately, the goading that I took from the older guys who used to work that job motivated me. It became my why. I didn't want to be the weak little kid who couldn't hold his own on the building site. So I started teaching myself about weight training. I invested what little money I had in buying some, and I taught myself from the ground up. So basically, my why was I started training because I needed to get stronger. Why? Because I was tired of being ridiculed, and that continually made me feel like shit, for want of a better way of putting it. So I was like, right, I'm not going to feel like shit anymore. I'm going to do something about it. And that's what I did. That's how my journey in training started and led us to this point now.